In this video, I want to share with you 4 things that you should keep in mind when determining if you should replace your tanked water heater with another tank or a tankless water heater. After having owned both of them for several years, I want to share my personal opinions, pros and cons of each so that you can make an informed decision. So with that, let's jump right into it. Today's video is brought to you by Mr. Cool, America's #1 choice for quality, affordable DIY HVAC equipment. Okay, so obviously number 1 is going to be the cost. So just to give you an average, if you're looking to replace your tanked water heater with say a 50-gallon water heater, you can expect to pay about $3,000 with labor and the actual water heater itself. Versus a tankless water heater, if you're trying to convert it to a tankless, you have to worry about new venting, a dedicated electrical circuit, and possibly even upgrading your gas line to a larger gas line. So there's several things that go into converting it to a tankless, and you can expect to spend between $7,000 and $10,000 on a new tankless water heater. So the difference there is pretty big. You're going to spend about $4,000 to $5,000 more for a tankless versus a tank. Now, as a long-term investment, the tankless water heater is going to have an advantage in that once you have that venting, the electrical circuit, all of that done, if for whatever reason your water heater does eventually go out, you can simply replace that. Everything is in place, and you can look to spend between $1,200 to $1,500 for a new water heater. And if you're doing it yourself, you can save a ton of money there. Now, since we're talking about cost here, I want to talk about the efficiency level. Obviously, a tankless, one of the main reasons why people want to go with a tankless is because of the efficiency. You can expect to save about $20 every month in heating your water because you're not heating a huge tank all the time. You're just heating it when you need that water. So you need to do the math and see if you save $20 a month, how long is that going to take to pay for itself, just like you would with solar, to see if that's going to pay for itself. There's also rebates with tankless water heaters that you can apply for, so you can save and get additional money back that will help to go towards that initial upfront cost. Now, number 2 is probably one of the biggest things is you don't have as instant of hot water as you do with a tanked water heater. Now, after having run both of these in my home is pretty small and there wasn't a huge difference. There was a little bit of lag, maybe an additional 15 or 20 seconds before we got hot water with the tankless water heater, but that's not a big deal for me. And you can do things like recirculating pumps that will help with that. If you have a huge home, obviously this is going to be much different and you're going to wait a lot longer to get that hot water. Now, with that being said, a tankless water heater is going to be much more beneficial if you have several people trying to take showers at once. We have a 1-bathroom house, so this isn't an issue, but if you have 5 different bathrooms in your home or 4 bathrooms that are simultaneously running, the tankless water heater is absolutely going to pay for itself. Now, number 3 has to do with the physical size of the unit. A big tank water heater is going to take up a lot of real estate, so if you're wanting to refinish your basement or something like that, the tankless water heater is just going to take up a lot less space, and it can allow you to do things with that space that you wouldn't have been able to do with a tanked water heater. Now, while we're talking about size, I also just wanted to mention the noise level. After having both, initially I did notice a lot of noise with the tankless water heater because the fan instantly turns on to exhaust those fumes out, and our exhaust port is right by our kitchen window, so that was something that took a little bit of time to get used to. But in general, a tanked water heater is relatively quiet compared to a tankless, and that's just something to be aware of. If it's in a space that's really close to where someone is sleeping, that could be an annoyance, so just keep that in mind. So this is what you can expect when the hot water comes on. 46 decibels right now. So it hit about 54. You could hear it ramp up and then it kind of goes back down. So that's kind of what you can expect. Number 4 has to do with emergency situations where if the power goes out for whatever reason, with a tankless water heater, you will have instant cold water because you need to have that electricity to power the tankless water heater. It has an electronic board, and if you don't have all of that, it's just not going to work, and you're going to have instant cold water. Whereas if you have a tanked water heater, you will have hot water, and nothing in fact will be affected. As long as you have gas and water, you will still have an unlimited supply of hot water I shouldn't say unlimited. You have hot water that's continuing to get heated with a tanked water heater versus that tankless, it's just going to be dead in the water. Pun intended. Another thing to think about when it comes to emergency situations is you have 50 gallons with a tanked water heater of water at your disposal in the event of an emergency, whereas a tankless, you don't have that. So if you lose water from the city or from your well, you have that water there ready at your disposal, and that's one advantage to having a tanked water heater. So those are the 4 things to keep in mind, but I want to add a couple of tips here that I have learned from personal experience. And number 1 is that adding a water filtration system for your whole home is highly beneficial when it comes to flushing your water heater. So if you don't have that and you have a big tank, it's not as critical. A lot of people don't flush those, but a tankless water heater is very critical that you flush it once a year to make sure that it will run as long as possible. The second thing I wanted to mention is that if you are a DIYer and you want to replace your water heater, whether it's a tanked or a tankless, I feel that any DIYer that has mechanical ability can do it, just like they can do their own furnace or their own AC. In fact, the water heater, the tankless one that we installed, I had a friend of mine help me install that water heater, but after having had his help installing that tankless water heater, I totally feel comfortable that I could replace that myself. I thought there was going to be a lot of initial setup after we hooked up the venting and the gas, but that was it. We literally plugged it in, turned on the little display, plugged it in, and everything was up and running, and there wasn't anything that had to be done. So I definitely feel like anyone that has some DIY skills can replace their tankless water heater and save upwards of $4,000 doing this themselves. So this is down in my basement where my water heater used to be. It was right here in the middle, and it just took up a ton of space. So as you can see now, we have our 2 water filters here, and we have auto shut off so that we can change these out pretty easily. I usually change these out probably once a year, and they do really well in keeping contaminants out of the water and out of my tankless water heater here. So we tuck this in the corner, and as you can see, there's not a ton to it. We have our gas line that goes in down here at the bottom, our shutoff valve. We have a condensate drain that goes to this pump, and then we have our relief valve there, hot water going out and cold water coming in here. And then of course our PVC venting. We don't have to have an intake as long as we have area enough to pull combustion air in from the space. And then this just goes out to our exhaust and then our controls there. So overall, this project was super easy. I was really under the gun when we replaced this, so I wasn't able to document it, but I'm hoping to do a full tankless conversion video very soon on our channel. So all things considered, for me personally, it made absolute sense to go with the tankless hot water heater, and I'm really happy I made that choice in the long run. But again, my situation is different than others, so hopefully this will help you make an informed decision when it comes to your water heater. Now, before we go, I just want to mention AbilityRefrigerants.com. Whether it's heating season or cooling season, a lot of people have heat pumps and run into issues where they need to recharge the system, and that can cost a ton of money. Ability Refrigerants allows you to have refrigerant shipped directly to your door. You do have to have your EPA certificate, so you check a box on the website before they will ship it to you. And they have super fast shipping, so you can get that refrigerant when you need it, get the system topped off, and back up and running. So check them out at AbilityRefrigerants.com. Now, if you guys want to see how to flush a water heater, whether it's a tankless or a tanked version, you can find both of those videos right here. And until next time, you guys be safe. Later.